I caught my wife cheating with my uncle, and my entire family tried to hide it. The video at my niece's wedding, we all got really drunk and I filmed everything on camera. And then when I watched it, I saw my wife kissing my uncle, and he lifted her skirt and she laughed. That sounds like clickbait, I know. If I read that on Reddit, I'd probably scroll past and assume it was fake. But this is my real life, and honestly, I wish it was made up. I'm Ethan, 34. My wife is Madison, 32, but everyone calls her Maddie. We've been together 9 years, married for 6. From the outside, we look like that solid couple. House in the suburbs, decent jobs, no kids yet, but maybe soon. Matching holiday pajamas, the whole thing. I was always the lucky guy who married up. Maddie is the outgoing, funny, kind of wild one. I'm the quieter type, IT job, dad jokes even though I'm not a dad. She made life feel louder and brighter. I really believed we were a team. If there were signs before the wedding, I missed them. Or maybe I didn't want to see them. She'd started going out more with coworkers, keeping her phone face down, getting defensive if I asked who she was texting. But every time I tried to bring it up, she'd smile, kiss me, and say, "Ethan, you're overthinking again. I'm not your ex, trust me, okay?" So I tried. I told myself I wouldn't ruin a good marriage by being suspicious. Fast forward to my niece Ava's wedding. Big family event, lots of wine, lots of music. I had my camera out all night, filming everything like the proud uncle. Ava walking down the aisle, my parents dancing, Maddie spinning around the dance floor in this tight green dress that made everyone stare at her, including me. She loved the attention. I loved watching her be happy. Here's the first twist. I didn't notice anything that night. No weird vibes. No missing people. No dramatic exits. Maddie was by my side most of the evening, dancing with my cousins, taking shots with my younger sister, pulling me into selfies. The second twist. I didn't even catch the cheating myself. A week later, I edited a little highlight video and posted it privately on YouTube so I could share it with the family. A couple hours later, my younger cousin Ben texted me, "Dude, go to 347 in your video. Are you okay?" That was the moment my old life ended. I paused the video at 346, already feeling that cold, sinking dread you get before your brain even understands the full picture. Then I clicked play. It was grainy, badly lit, shaky. I'd been filming the dance floor, panning around like an amateur documentary maker. People laughing, swaying, hugging. Then, in the far left corner of the frame, behind a decorative column and half hidden by a plant, I saw 2 people. My wife and my uncle Mark. He's my mom's younger brother, 44, but looks 35. Gym membership he actually uses, salesman smile, the cool uncle stereotype. I always admired him. He used to bring me comic books growing up. I trusted him. In the video, they were standing close. Too close. His hand was on her hip. She was touching his chest, something playful in her posture. Maddie leaned in first. She initiated the kiss. I could see it clearly when I paused and scrubbed back and forth like some deranged forensic analyst. Then Mark kissed her back, confidently, like this wasn't new. His fingers slid up her thigh, and, God help me, he lifted the hem of her dress, and she laughed, soft and breathy. In the background, you could literally hear me laughing on the live audio, completely oblivious as I filmed from across the room. I think I stopped breathing for a full minute. My hands were shaking, my face went numb, and that one awful thought kept repeating. That's my wife. That's my actual wife. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I did what far too many people on Reddit do. I dug deeper. I went back through all my footage. I found 4 other clips where she and Mark were together. Never kissing, but connected. Whispering. Her hand lingering on his arm. Him brushing hair off her shoulder. Quick glances across the room that I'd never have thought twice about before. A pattern, right in front of me. Then I checked her phone. She fell asleep early that night, completely calm, like she wasn't detonating my life behind my back, and I took my chance. I knew her passcode, and there it was. Dozens of deleted messages only partially visible through notification previews. Calendar events titled Meeting M. Uber receipts to places she'd never mentioned. Screenshots of outfits she wanted his opinion on. And in the recently deleted folder, a selfie of her in the same green dress, taken in a bathroom stall at the wedding, with a message bubble partially visible that said, "Hurry, I have 10 minutes." My chest actually hurt. Not metaphorically, I sat on the edge of the bed and had to rub my sternum because it felt like something was punching its way out. And the worst part? She had told me she was going to powder her nose around that same time. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in the kitchen with the lights off, staring at the tile floor, replaying every moment, every smile, every lie she'd ever smoothed over with kisses and "you're overthinking." I thought about how good I'd been, loyal to a fault, supportive, the guy who handled taxes, fixed the Wi-Fi, cooked on Sundays, the guy who planned her birthday trips, surprised her with flowers after hard days at work, believed every word she said because loving her felt safe. I thought about all of that, and then I thought about the video again, and I knew I had to confront her. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared me for how she reacted when I did. I waited until the next morning, mostly because I needed to gather the ability to form actual sentences instead of just breathing like someone who saw a ghost. Maddie came into the kitchen yawning, wearing one of my old hoodies like nothing in the world was wrong. She smiled at me. "Morning, babe." I didn't smile back. I turned my laptop toward her. I had the video queued up at the exact moment. 3:47. Paused on her laughing while Mark lifted her skirt. It felt weirdly polite, like I was presenting evidence at a meeting. Her face drained of color. "Maddie," I said, calm but shaking, "explain this." At first she stared at the screen like she didn't recognize herself. Then she blinked fast, swallowed, and the lies came pouring out so quickly she tripped over them. That angle is weird. Mark was just drunk. I didn't even know he was touching me. "Ethan, please, don't look at me like that. This is being blown out of proportion. Stop pausing it." She reached to close the laptop, but I slid it back. "Are you saying this didn't happen?" "I'm saying it looks worse than it was," she insisted, rubbing her forehead dramatically. "You know your uncle, he's handsy, and I was just being polite. I didn't want to cause a scene at Ava's wedding." "Being polite," I repeated. "So kissing him was what? Courtesy?" She froze. Then, here's where the begging started. She dropped to her knees right there on the kitchen tile, grabbing my hands like someone praying at an altar. "I swear to you, Ethan, I was overwhelmed. I drank too much. I wasn't myself. Please, please don't throw our whole marriage away over one stupid moment." "One stupid moment that you deleted messages about," I said. Her eyes widened. "You went through my phone?" "Yes," I answered. "Because I had to. Because you weren't telling me anything." She sat back on her heels, breathing fast, completely panicked. Okay. Yes, I messaged him. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't emotional. It didn't mean anything. I was venting to him because you were being distant lately. That's all." I stared at her. "I wasn't being distant. You were." She looked away. For a second, I thought she was going to tell me the truth. But instead she straightened up, wiped her eyes, and said the line I knew she would say the moment this all started. "You're overreacting." That hit harder than the video. I whispered, "Maddie, I watched you kiss him." She clamped her hands over her face and said, "It didn't mean anything, Ethan. Please, you're my husband. I love you." She said it softly, panicked, pleading, but it sounded rehearsed. Then came the twist. My mom called. At 8:12 a.m., which never happens unless someone broke a hip or someone died. I answered, and she went quiet for a long moment before saying, carefully, "Ethan, sweetie, did Maddie tell you what your uncle said last night?" I didn't understand. "What?" My mom exhaled sharply. "Your uncle called me. He said he needs to come clean. Apparently something has been going on for a while." I looked at Maddie. She was staring right at me, eyes wide, lips parted. "Caught," she whispered. "Ethan, please don't listen to him. He's lying to protect himself. You have to believe me." I'd never seen someone lie so quickly, so desperately, so loudly while saying nothing. I hung up the phone, and for the first time, I told her the truth. "I don't believe you." That was the moment she broke. The moment she started confessing, but only the parts she thought I already knew. What she revealed next tore open a whole new set of secrets I didn't even know existed. When I told her I didn't believe her, it was like a switch flipped. Maddie stopped crying instantly, almost like she realized tears weren't working, and her expression twisted into this defensive, cornered look I had never seen on her. "Fine," she snapped. "If you want honesty here. Yes, Mark and I talked. Sometimes. But it wasn't what you think. He's been going through things, and I was trying to help." "Help?" I asked quietly. "By kissing him. That wasn't supposed to happen." She shot back. It was an emotional moment. You don't get it, Ethan. You're always so calm. And I needed someone who actually listened to me. That one stung, especially because I'd always thought I was the good listener in our marriage. I rubbed my temples. Start from the beginning. She stood up slowly, leaning on the counter like she might faint. But instead of telling me everything, she started feeding me these half-confessions, clearly calculating which pieces she thought I already knew. It started a few months ago, she whispered. Define started. We were just talking, she said. He checks on me sometimes. He said he worries about me. Why would he worry about you? Her face twisted again, this time with frustration. Because my family is a lot, Ethan. You know that. My mom constantly pushes me about kids, and my dad acts like you're not good enough for me. And my sister keeps comparing me to her perfect marriage and perfect baby. To be fair, her family was a circus. Her mother, Donna, was one of those overly dramatic, always crying about something types. Her dad, Carl, had a habit of making rude jokes about my job and correcting me on things I never said. Her sister, Rachel, was the queen of passive-aggressive perfection. But none of them explained why she turned to my uncle. I asked again, firmer. What exactly started months ago? She squeezed her eyes shut. Sometimes he'd come into the cafe when I was working. He'd talk about his marriage problems, and I'd talk about mine. It felt harmless. And then it stopped being harmless. A long, loaded silence. Finally, she whispered, it was just emotional. I swear to you, Ethan. Please believe me. What about the bathroom? I asked. Her eyes snapped open. What bathroom? The picture you took in the green dress. You sent it to him. Her mouth fell open. She hadn't expected that one. Oh, okay. Yes, she stammered. But it wasn't like that. He just complimented me, and I don't know. I felt flattered. I didn't think. You didn't think about how it might look to your husband? She opened and closed her mouth like a goldfish, stepping forward, then sinking down again onto her knees. This time without the act, without the fake cries, just pure panic. I messed up. I messed up so badly, Ethan, she whispered, her voice cracking. I didn't mean to hurt you. Please don't leave me. I'll block him. I'll delete everything. I'll go to therapy. I'll quit my job. I'll do anything. It should have felt good, seeing the truth hit her. Instead, I just felt hollow. And then came another twist, one I didn't expect. My phone buzzed again. My dad this time. Ethan, he said, voice low. Your uncle's wife, Susan, just came to our house. She's crying. She says she found messages between Mark and Maddie from months ago. She says this wasn't a one-time thing. I closed my eyes. I actually felt dizzy. When I looked up, Maddie was staring at me like a child caught with a broken vase behind her back. Ethan, whatever they think they found, it's not. Stop, I said. For the first time, she went silent. She sat there on the floor, breathing hard, her hands trembling, her mascara smudged, but her eyes? Wild, scared, and still trying to calculate her way out of this. I realized then that I didn't even know my wife anymore. Or maybe I never did. But I wasn't done. Not yet. Because the next part of the story, the part that almost broke me, wasn't about her lies. It was about how I tried to forgive her anyway. I wish I could tell you that after everything, after the video, the lies, the half-confessions, the calls from my parents, I walked out immediately. That I packed my bags like a strong protagonist in a movie and never looked back. But real life isn't a movie. Real life is messy, humiliating, drawn out, and confusing. So yeah, I stayed. Not forever, but long enough to hurt myself more than she ever could. After the call from my dad, Maddie was still kneeling on the kitchen floor, shaking and whispering, "Please don't give up on me. Please, Ethan, you're all I have." She kept reaching for my hands, trying to kiss my fingers, clinging to me like she could drown in her own guilt if she didn't hold on to something. I should have walked away right then. Instead, I sat down on the floor next to her. And that's when the emotional roller coaster from hell really began. She cried into my shoulder. She apologized over and over, switching between "it didn't mean anything" and "I don't know why it happened" and "I think I was just lonely." Every excuse contradicted the last. She was angry 1 minute, guilty the next, defensive 5 minutes later, then back to begging. Her emotions came in waves. Mine came like earthquakes. For a few days, I tried to believe her. I tried to imagine a future where this was a horrible mistake we could overcome. I tried to sleep next to her again, but every time she moved, I'd jolt awake like I was being stabbed. My brain kept replaying the video in loops. The way she laughed, the way she leaned in, the way Mark touched her like he had done it before. My heart wanted to forgive. My stomach wanted to throw up. Meanwhile, the family explosions kept coming. My mom was furious, but gentle with me. "Sweetie, you don't deserve this. You deserve someone who sees you." My dad was harsher. "Son, you walk away now. I'm not having that man, and that girl disgraced this family." Maddie's mom, Donna, called me crying so loudly I could barely understand her words. "This is all my fault. Maddie always seeks attention. I should have raised her differently." That was the first time she ever admitted Maddie wasn't perfect. Her dad, Carl, called me too, but only to say, "If you walk out, don't expect sympathy. Marriages survive harder things." I hung up on him. Her sister, Rachel, texted me a single line. I knew something was off with her the past few months. Which, thanks for saying something now, Rachel. Those days were a blur of pain, arguments, sleepless nights, and Maddie trying everything in her power to prove her love. She deleted social media in front of me. She blocked Mark in front of me. She wrote me a long apology letter and slid it under the bedroom door. And for a moment, God help me, I thought maybe I could try again. But then came the final blow. Susan, my uncle's wife, sent me screenshots. Dozens of them. Deleted messages Maddie didn't know were backed up to Mark's work email account, which Susan had access to as part of his job files. Those messages weren't emotional. They weren't supportive. They weren't just talking. They were passionate, detailed, full of inside jokes, secret meetups, flirtation, "I miss you," and plans that lined up perfectly with Maddie's girls' nights. And the worst part? There were messages from her. Entire paragraphs of her saying things she never said to me anymore. Things like, "I feel alive when I'm with you. He'll never know. I can't stop thinking about the other night." I didn't cry when I read them. I didn't scream. I didn't even feel angry anymore. I just shut down. I walked into the bedroom where she was sitting, writing in her journal like we were in some kind of healing montage. I put the printed messages in front of her. She skimmed the first page. Her lips parted. Then she whispered the last lie she ever told me. "This isn't what it looks like." I laughed. A quiet, exhausted, broken laugh. And that's when I finally chose myself. I packed a bag. I walked out. I drove to a cheap hotel, sat down on the edge of the bed, and for the first time in weeks breathed. Over the next few days, something strange happened. I felt a spark of myself returning. I signed up for something I'd always wanted to try but never did, outdoor photography classes. I bought a decent camera and spent evenings at the local trails, taking pictures of sunsets and trees and couples walking dogs. I booked a weekend trip to Colorado just because I could. I reconnected with friends I'd neglected. I ate good food, slept in peace, and rediscovered hobbies I'd forgotten existed. I was living for me. Finally. And Maddie? She spiraled. Called, texted, left voicemails, had her mom call, her sister call, her boss call. But none of that mattered anymore. Because I knew something now. I had been a good husband. A patient one. A loving one. A man who gave his marriage everything. She was the one who threw it away. And I wasn't going to carry her mistakes anymore. If there's one thing I've learned through all of this, it's this. You can't love someone into being loyal. And you can't fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. But you can choose yourself again. And that choice saved me. I have many other stories. Go to my channel, subscribe.